our biomechanics are different. The fact that you still have to get comfortable throwing it. So the fact that he just explained to him how he did it, I mean, Mariano Rivera taught me the cutter that I threw in the major leagues. He taught Doc Holliday his cutter, and guys are willing to share if you just have the courage to go ask.
I'm surprised by that. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I'd want to hoard that to myself, get all the money that I wanted to get paid. We saw Robbie Ray's changeup get featured this spring. If you watch some spring training games, you got to see it there. I'm sure we'll see it today on the field at Great American Ballpark. It is game 3 of this 3-game set. The Giants and the Reds each have a win in this. Can the Giants win the series today in Cincinnati? We'll get you out to the broadcast booth and see you back here in the studio in just a minute.
Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area. Opening week is presented by PNC Bank. And today, under overcast skies, the Giants and Reds meet one more time in the final game of the series right here in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. I'm in Cincinnati. Mike Krukow is in our studios in San Francisco. Well, look, Giants have a shot to take the series with a win today. Both starters in this series, Webb and Verlander, they've pitched good. And, Mike, are you expecting the same thing out of Robbie Ray?
Well, I really am. I mean, you take a look at what the spring numbers were for Robbie Ray, 3-0 with a 1.86 ERA. Those are phenomenal, and all really was enhanced by the new pitch that he's come up with, the changeup. And so I am looking forward as much to his start as anybody's start in that rotation, because he's a different pitcher than he was a year ago.
So it's Robbie Ray, and it'll be Nick Martinez, a pitcher that pitched for Bob Melvin a couple of years back. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you back to the NBC Sports Bay Area studios right after this.
This telecast is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places. By Cache Creek Casino Resort, Northern California's premier entertainment destination. And by Heffernan, because you're different.
The Giants sitting at 1-1 on the season after splitting the first 2 games against the Reds. They'll wrap up in Cincinnati today before heading off to Houston for a 3-game series against the Astros. We welcome you inside the NBC Sports Bay Area studios. I'm Laura Britt alongside George Contos. We're on pre- and post-game coverage for you today. The pitching matchup today features Robbie Ray and Nick Martinez. What's your key to the game for the Giants today, George?
I'd like to see it not be a 1- or 2-run game. I'd like to see the Giants offense come out early and jump on Nick Martinez and have a little breathing room for Robbie Ray. Let him get into a groove. Let him hand over the game in the 6th or 7th inning potentially to our bullpen that is going to be so good this year. So early and often, keep the carousel moving. Put the quarter in and let's score 3, 4, 5 runs in the first few innings.
The first 2 games of the season so far has been decided by 2 runs or fewer. And last season, the Giants in those games were 39 and 45. So they really need to get some wins in those close games. But to your point, don't keep it close. Just get the offense going, and then you don't have that problem. You'll see Robbie Ray, the lefty, on the mound today for the Giants this morning, and he's added a new pitch to his repertoire. He's got a changeup now that you'll be seeing probably today at Great American Ballpark. So keep an eye out for that as the Giants and the Reds get set for some Sunday morning baseball here in San Francisco, there in Cincinnati, and we'll see you back here on Giants Postgame Live after the game.
Hurry in for a great deal on the most awarded.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
We're back at Great American Ballpark as we get ready for the final game of this 3-game series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It is definitely overcast here. Temperatures very nice, 70 degrees, and it is breezy. All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup. Facing the right-hander Nick Martinez, it'll be Lamont Wade Jr. in the leadoff spot, and then Adames Jung-Hoo Lee and the cleanup hitter Matt Chapman. Elliot Ramos gets the nod in the 5th slot. Then the DH is Wilmer Flores. Matos gets a start against his right-hander. Sam Huff makes his first start in a Giants uniform And hitting ninth will be Tyler Fitzgerald.
On the hill today for the Cincinnati Reds will be Nick Martinez. Martinez, the 34-year-old right-hander, 6'1", 200-pounder. In his 7th year at the big league level. This is what he did last year. He's always spent time in and out of the bullpen. He wants to be a starter. And last year when he was starting in the month of September, he went on to be the pitcher of the month in the National League. So when you face him, things you have to worry about. He is a strike thrower with 6 different types of movement.
So here's Lamont Wade. And he doesn't waste any time, and he pops this one back. Austin Wynns will give chase, but it's out of play. So we get started at 141. Wade looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 5 on the year. There's a strike. Each team has won a game in this series. Giants won on Thursday. Reds came back and won the ball game yesterday. Wade hits a high fly ball in the park to Blake Dunn, who comes in, and that's how this game gets started.
Let's check out the StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud on Nick Martinez. We told you he had 6 different types of movement. Fastball that he'll sink and cut. He also has a cutter. He has a curveball, slider, and a changeup, and he'll throw anything at any time. I mean, he uses all of his 6 movements, and that makes him unique. 1-1 lifetime against the Giants with a 3.14 ERA.
Adames with a healthy swing. He's 2 for 8 lifetime against Martinez with a home run, and he's 1 for 8 in this series. Fouls this one out of play, and just as Adames stepped in, the sun came out from behind the clouds and it got very bright here. I don't know if, Mike, if you mentioned it's Manny Gonzalez behind the plate. Tozy, Culpa, and Blazier from first to third.
Manny Gonzalez, he's a pretty consistent zone, but it's not a big zone. He's tight. He doesn't give you a lot of corners.
That's a close pitch to take right there.
Well, with 2 strikes, you bet.
Here's the payoff. Got him.
All right, let's check out the Reds defense playing behind Nick Martinez today. It's brought to you by Walkup Personal Injury Law. In their outfield, from left to right, will be Lux, Dunn, and Espinal. Dunn has the best arm. De La Cruz and Candelario on the left side of the infield. McLean and Encarnacio Strand on the right side. Austin Wynns, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Jung-Hoo Lee. 1 for 6 at the start of the season. No history between these two.
Reds play to pull in the infield.
Foul. Giants had a game where they won on Thursday and they struck out 17 times. They lose yesterday and they struck out once. So I don't know what any of that means.
Well, it means it's supposed to be the other way around. When you only strike out 1 time in a game as a team, you should win that game. When you strike out 17, you shouldn't win that game. That's the norm.
Okay, all right. Speaking of strikeouts, Martinez with a pair to end the inning. Reds are coming up. Well, the Giants go down in order. Now it's time for the Reds. Let's take a look at Terry Francona's lineup. It'll go like this. Big thorn in the Giants side yesterday was Matt McLain, and he's going to lead it off, followed by Espinal. Then it's Elly De La Cruz in the third slot. Encarnacion Strand hitting fourth. Candelario, Steer, and then Gavin Lux. 5, 6, and 7. 8th and 9th will be done, and the former Giant Austin wins.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the left-handed veteran Robbie Ray. Ray in his 11th year at the big league level. He's 33 years of age, 6'2", 210-pounder, out of Brentwood, Tennessee. Last year, 3-2 with a 4.70 ERA. He was coming back from Tommy John, but he's a different pitcher now.
There's a strike right at the top of the zone. McLain has never faced Robbie Ray before. Was that a foul? I think it was. 0-2. On deck, Espinal. Giants infield, back and straight away, and a swing and a miss.
3 pitch done. Let's check out the StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud on Robbie Ray. This from last year, and basically, he was a fastball slider guy. He showed a knuckle curve at times, but now he has a changeup, and it has changed everything. It has made that fastball look a whole lot faster than a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, as you witnessed this first hitter that he faced today. And he will throw it at any time. So he's really got 4 looks now. But the changeup really has been the magic pitch for him.
Well, this guy here has got some ownage on Robbie Ray. He's 3 for 5 lifetime with a double and a home run. And 2 for 3 in the series. There's a strike.
Giants were told that the Reds had raised the height of their mound this year. They've always had the lowest mound in all of baseball. And Giants didn't think that they did anything to it. It's still a flat mound.
Here's Fitzgerald.
Let's check out the Giants defense. Is brought to you by a walk-up personal injury law. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Ramos, Lee, and Matos. Excuse me. All good arms across the outfield. Adames and Chapman on the left side. Fitzgerald and Wade on the right side. Sam Huff, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. His first start as a Giants catcher.
Here's De La Cruz, and a healthy swing. Ain't gonna miss. De La Cruz in the series is 2 for 7. On the ground on one hop to Chapman. And that'll end the inning. Both starters, 1, 2, 3, first innings. Get free MLB.tv with T-Mobile. You can redeem today at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Such a deal. There's a group of Giants fans. Here's Chapman. Chapman takes a strike. He's 1 for 8 against Martinez and 2 for 8 in the series. Breaking ball down low. On deck is Elliot Ramos. We're in the top of the second inning. Foul right below us, and it's 1-2.
The grass here at Great America Ballpark in the infield and the outfield gives you about moderate speed. Used to be a very fast infield, not anymore. They've raised the grass.
To the right side, in the air to Matt McLain, 1 out. Here's Ramos. Ramos 2 for 8 with a home run in the series. And the first pitch just a bit high.
Smooth, when you came into a ballpark as a visiting player, were you more concerned with the dirt in the infield or the grass?
Dirt. Swing! You're gonna miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, you could always deal with whatever grass you had. Out of play, 1-2.
Well, how'd you like the dirt? What was good dirt?
Right like it is now after it rains and it's wet. I mean, you don't want it sloppy, but damp is good for infielders. Got him.
Xfinity delivers Wi-Fi built for streaming live sports with ultra low lag. Stream the biggest movement and the moments from the best seat in the house, and you can do it with Xfinity.
With 2 outs, here's Wilmer Flores. Wilmer doesn't waste any time. This may be playable. The wind's kind of telling us that Ball hit the screen and then hit his glove.
Well, let's take a look on the replay. Yeah, I couldn't tell. Guy may have messed with him with the hat.
Well, that's good to see, because last year Wilmer Flores could not spin on any of those fastballs in.
Homered in both of the first 2 games of this series.
This time out in front, looked like a changeup. Is Elly De La Cruz is going to put it away. That's 6 up and 6 down, and Robbie Ray coming back out. Well, stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Learn more at MLB.tv. Here's Encarnacion Strand, who takes a strike. Big series for Encarnacion Strand. He's 4 for 8, and he had a big home run yesterday. He is facing Robbie Ray for the first time, and it's a quick 0-2.
And you just saw his changeup. Saw a lot of swing and miss with that changeup for Robbie Ray this spring.
Got him.
And the beauty of a changeup is it makes the fastball look faster. I mean, it's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball from a guy who's been on everything in this game, and he blew that right by him. Why? Because he's thinking about that changeup he missed for the second strike.
Jeimer Candelario hitting in that 5th slot. He's 3 for 6 in the series. You can hear Robbie Ray is he tries to get a little bit more on those pitches when he grunts.
I think a grunter always sets up a changeup too. I like Ray's motion. I mean, he points his chest right at the catcher when he starts his windup, and then he'll turn and he'll show him the numbers on his back. I mean, it's a complete 180. Big turn. There's the chest. Point it right at your glove, and then he turns. That's always been a good windup for him because it's deceptive. You don't see the ball early out of his hand.
High and deep to left, but Ramos has got a beat on it, and he'll put it away.
Anything hit in the air in this ballpark scares you.
Yeah, and I mean, the people they're in tune to that. Spencer Steer played the first game. Here he pops up. Wade. And he's going to run out of room as he runs into the tarp.
A for effort.
That's the only time today I want to say the word tarp.
Yeah. Keep your fingers crossed. Although the rain is around the area.
And tight to Spencer Steer. Steer's the DH this afternoon. Swing, gonna miss. 1-2. Wade's got it on one hop, and he'll go to the bag to end the inning. Nice play. 6 up, 6 down. Matos will lead it off.
Opening week, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
No score. Here's Matos, who takes a strike. Matos a couple of hits in his one start. Say this, Austin Wynns is pretty much consistently put that target on the outer half of the plate.
Well, you got a guy out there on the hill, Nick Martinez, who can hit that glove. I mean, he's got exceptional command.
Except for that one, as it's lifted to left. And Lux puts it away.
So here's Sam Huff in his first at bat in the Giants uniform. Huff's a big guy, a big catcher.
Yeah, he's a big fella.
De La Cruz gets a big hop. And here's Tyler Fitzgerald, who, the good news is, has a lifetime home run against Nick Martinez.
He's in his book.
I'm going to say that's a good thing.
Martinez has been on the corners with everything. Inside, outside, whatever he's throwing. Hadn't given the Giants a whole lot to hit yet. I mean, you can't throw a better slider than that. And that's a great miss.
Yeah, why not? Go out there again.
About 6 inches off the plate.
Foul up against the Giants dugout. Giants will leave after the game for Houston, Texas. Rangers will come into Cincinnati. Cued foul. It remains 1-2.
Kind of a cricket swing there, defending the strike zone by Tyler Fitzgerald. Stayed alive. It's got a good battle going on here between Martinez and Fitzgerald.
A pretty good one. You're right. It's now 2-2. Hammered to center field, moving back is done. Now he's underneath it, and that'll end the inning. 9 up, 9 down for Nick Martinez. It remains 0-0.
All right, let's take a look at our upcoming schedule, brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. After today's game, it's on to Houston to take on the Astros for 3 games. Tomorrow and Tuesday at 5 o'clock first start. And Wednesday at 10:30. Remember to catch Giants pregame live a half hour before every game.
Gavin Lux rolls the first one foul. There's a Giants fan with the uniform. Mike, your first year with the Giants. That was the script.
We both wore that uni. We liked it.
The big G and the big S. There's a pitch down and away. Blake Dunn, the center fielder, is in the on-deck circle, and this is the 1-1 pitch. Lux is 1 for 7. Just off the plate. 3-1.
Cincinnati, you talk about, always has had the lowest mound. By definition, a mound can be 10 inches in height. But what always made the mound feel flatter here in Cincinnati.
Wade's going to knock it down, and Robbie Ray, in a full-on sprint, beats Lux to the bag.
Hey, Kipe, these new uniforms look older than the old ones, you know?
Yeah, and they say Robinson helped design them.
It figures.
I kind of like the new uniforms, though.
You like these? They're so old-fashioned, though. They're so serious. They're so you.
Come on, Giants. Hang in there.
1983.
I loved it.
Chili Davis.
One of the best guys that we've ever met in the game. And Frank, I mean, we both love that guy. Taught a lot of baseball to us over our time together.
Yeah. Frank had no problem playing the angry manager.
No. You saw that every day.
Intimidating angry manager. But it was fun calling it on him. Frank, you're going to be like that all day, or maybe just for the next 5 minutes? Foul back. This is Blake Dunn. We've seen Blake Dunn come in the late innings for defense in the series, but we've not seen him at the plate. Just a note on that calendar that we just showed you. The game Wednesday in Houston is a 1 o'clock game back in the Bay Area. And pregame live, of course, will be a half an hour before that at 12:30. That's a getaway day game for the Giants. Down the line. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it's not.
I want to finish that point about the height of the mound here in Cincinnati. When they put this infield in, it was sort of turtleback, meaning they raised the infield to the center of the infield to help in draining the water off of the grass. When they did that, you put a mound on top of it because the infield was turtleback. You remember, you could only go 10 inches in height, and because of that, when you're out there on the mound, it felt like you're on about a 7-inch height slope on the mound. It felt like the flattest mound in the league, and it was. They said they corrected that this year, and they really have not. The Giants pitchers went, yeah, right.
Well, Logan Webb is the one that kind of informed us that they'd raised the mound, and he was the first one to tell us that they didn't, because he threw the first pitch by any pitcher on this mound. Robbie Ray's done a good job of deciding that if he doesn't like a baseball, he's just going to throw it towards the Giants dugout.
Yeah. Put it back in the ball bag for BP tomorrow in Houston. Perfect.
Got him.
Good hard slider and a 3-2 count. I mean, we talked about Nick Martinez with a good slider. I don't think Robbie Ray could throw a slider any better than that. I mean, that's just late, hard, explosive. Grab some pine, Mead.
Former Giant Austin Wynns.
Austin Wynns has some power. You got to be respectful of it. And, you know, just again, to finish the whole conversation about the mound, pitchers normally like a little more height on a mound simply because it's easier to get out front when you release the ball. A flat mound can be a little bit harder to do that. Robbie Ray wanted that fastball.
Wynns may have the green light. Apparently not.
Take a look at the grip of the two-seam grip that he uses it with a spike.
High to left in the park. We'll talk about that more when we come back. 9 up, 9 down for both pitchers. Giants are coming up.
All right, time now for our PNC Bank slow-mo moment. We're going to take a look at the glove work on the dive and a high backhander for Lamont Wade Jr. turning around a bullet off the bat of Spencer Steer. I mean, that's just as hard a play as you're going to get with the high backhander, and he makes it look easy.
All right, 9 up, 9 down means Wade's going to lead it off in the 4th. And he lines it right at Christian Encarnacion Strand. So it appears that in this game, base runners are not allowed.
Well, yeah. I mean, when's the last time you saw 19 outs in a row to start a game combining both teams?
Here's Adames, who takes low and away.
Neither pitcher has been in the stretch.
Both pitchers, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Adames lifts this one to left. Lux broke back, but now in. 2 down.
Well, get your squad together for a game at Oracle Park as Giants baseball returns to the Bay. Groups of 15 plus get special perks and discounted tickets starting at 20% off. Go to sfgiants.com/groups and check it out.
Here's Lee. Jungle Lee struck out in the first. Here he takes a strike. One for 7 on the season.
Both teams trying to break the rhythm of the starters. You do that by getting them in the stretch.
Yes, you do. Moves Lee back to make it 1-2.
Pretty shallow sets in the outfield defending Jung-Hoo Lee.
And another line drive to Encarnacion Strand. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Welcome back to the broadcast booth presented by Lazy Boy. I'm Dwayne Kuiper in Cincinnati. Mike is in our studios in San Francisco. And Mike, look, we talk about both pitchers, but I want to ask you something about the DH. Do you think as a pitcher you would have gotten used to not hitting?
Yeah, you do. It's all about rhythm. I mean, really, when you have to hit, as we used to have to do in the National League, the hitting would break up your rhythm. It could break up your concentration. I think it's easier to pitch when you are using the DH, simply because you can hold your concentration to what you're doing as a pitcher.
Robbie Ray just threw another ball out. That's about the 5th one he's done that. Manny Gonzalez was pointing to something.
That's the one that gets you talking to yourself if you're a hitter. You get a 1-0 count and you go, all right. And you swing at a one-hopper slider. Not an easy pitch to hit.
This is hit on the ground foul. That's J.R. House, the third base coach for Terry Francona.
JR.
Colin Cowgill is the first base coach. It's a bit high. There's Colin. Hit to right. Matos on the track. I looked at the coaches for the Reds. Still on the staff from David Bell's time here as the manager is Freddie Benavides, and the only reason I mention that is my only year in Denver in '93. Freddie Benavides was one of the utility infielders on that team. As this has bounced to Adames, not a problem.
And a 1 pitch out.
You know, that's one of those plays, Mike, where Chapman could probably make that play, but it would have been a more difficult throw for him. Here's De La Cruz. And a strike. There's Freddie. There's the back of the head of Freddie. He's been here in Cincinnati for a long time.
Hey, really a good guy. No surprise he stayed in the game once he quit playing.
Yep. Two and one.
There we get to see Freddie from the front.
Freddie doesn't want to be seen, period.
Yeah, we get to see his ear.
No base runners yet in this game. Hitting well to right. And that'll end the inning. I think the wind knocked that one down. 12 up, 12 down. Well, the first youth baseball day of the season is next Sunday. Giants take on the Mariners. The first 7,500 kids 14 and younger will receive a youth charm hat presented by Bank of America. Hat features removable charms with space for some of your own charms. Get tickets now at sfgiants.com/promotions. We've seen the hats and they're very cool.
Yep.
1 ball and 1 strike to Matt Chapman. They first showed us the hats and it was like, well, what in the world are we looking at a hat that's got multiple holes in the cap? And then in a little bag were charms that fit right into those holes. It's cool.
Yeah, very much like the charms that kids put on their sandals, the Crocs.
Yep.
But the hats are very cool.
Chapman hits a high fly ball to right. There isn't any doubt that the wind is pushing those balls back.
Yeah, the wind here going from the right foul line to the left foul line, it's really affecting the carry in right field.
Yeah, De La Cruz hit his ball really well. It's playing like Wrigley Field. Here's Ramos. Ramos struck out looking in the second. There's a healthy swing and a foul straight back.
I mean, we've been coming here ever since this ballpark opened, and I don't remember a time where we said it's a good place to pitch, and it is a good place to pitch today.
Hit well to left, starting to carry, and it is out of here. Ramos with his second of the year, and the Giants are on the board. First hit of the game for both teams.
Yeah, just when I said it's a great place to pitch. Boom! All right, let's take a look. He's get both cheeks into it. He's got a little bit of reach in it.
He clipped it. I do think, though, Mike, the wind could help it a little bit in that direction.
Yeah, it looked like it on that swing.
Wilmer takes a strike. And a strike.
Wilmer Flores does not often argue with an umpire or even voice displeasure when a pitch that's close goes against him, but he was not happy with that one.
Not one fastball on this at bat. One of the scoreboards here in Cincinnati will tell you at least what they believe each pitch is. And the walk.
One thing you hate to do as a pitcher at the big league level, you give up a home run, you hate walking the next guy.
Here's Matos. Matos hit a fly ball to the left. He hits a high chopper. They get one there, and that's all. Matos is not a guy that's got blazing speed, but he can run enough to beat out something like that.
Looks like De La Cruz got a little discomfort with his right leg. Let's take a look at how De La Cruz unleashes the hounds with that bullet arm of his.
Huff saw one pitch in the third inning and bounced out to short.
You mentioned he is a tall guy, 6'4". That's tall for a catcher.
That'll end the inning. Giants on the board, the first hit of the game, and it comes off the bat of Elliot Ramos, and it's bye-bye baby. 1-0 Giants.
All right, time now for the play of the day presented by your California Ford dealer. 7 years ago today at Dodger Stadium, Joe Panik hit a home run off Kenley Jansen in the top of the ninth inning to break a scoreless tie, and the Giants won 1-0. Panik took Kershaw deep in the opener the day before, and the Giants won that one 1-0. Panik became the first player in Major League history to hit a solo homer in back-to-back games, with his team winning both games by a score of 1-0.
Foul back off the bat of Encarnacion Strand. I had a chance to really 2 or 3 nice visits with Joe Panik in spring training. He's a really hard guy not to like.
Oh, one of our favorites.
Swing, gonna miss. 0-2. And you know what? Exactly the same. Same personality, same smile. Hadn't changed a bit. Got him. 4 strikeouts.
Encarnacion Strand in the swing mode against Robbie Ray. And he didn't throw him anything close to a strike the last 2 pitches.
Here's Jeimer Candelario. Down and in. Candelario hit a fly ball to Ramos in the second. Flips this one down the left field line, and that will sail into the seats, deep into the seats. 53 pitches, Mike, for Robbie Ray.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in complete command of this ball game. Both pitchers really benefiting from the fast pace. They're both establishing a rhythm that's very similar to one another. And there has only been one instance where a pitcher's been in the stretch. With the walk to Flores last inning, Martinez finally got in the stretch. Robbie Ray hadn't been in the stretch yet.
Ray get a lot of hitters to swing at those last 2 pitches, but in this at bat, Candelario has not. It's 3-1. Three and 2. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Been about the best velocity fastball that he's had, but he's really enhanced the speed in the eye of the hitter because of how he's established his off-speed stuff, especially the changeup.
This is a that's a bad swing.
Man, there's like 9 parts on his body hurting right now.
I know, he got jammed and then he hit it off of his body. Ouch.
Yeah. And 8 of those spots are his fingers. Both thumbs are barking. Hey, hit it off his leg. That's a rough swing.
But hey, he lives to see another pitch. And he pops it up. It's going to be Fitzgerald as the wind pushes it back. 2 outs. I think we're also seeing a pretty good example from Robbie Ray about the second year back after Tommy John.
Oh, I agree 100%. I mean, you never know how long it's going to take a guy. I mean, it's kind of a gray area. We've seen guys come back in less than a year. Sometimes it's a year and a half, even longer. But when they do come back, they don't have the resiliency. They don't recover as quickly. It takes them usually a season after that to where they come back to where they once were before the injury.
And look, I mean, I get it. He did pitch last year, but not like this.
No, but again, that changeup has had a lot to do with it.
You saw the wind at the top of the bleachers in right field. How it's picking up. And another pop-up. And again, it's Tyler Fitzgerald who puts it away. 6th inning coming up. Well, lock in a reserve membership by April 1st and save 30% compared to the average ticket price. Choose from full season, 41 game, or the new 20 game plan. sfgiants.com/memberships. The pitch to Fitzgerald is low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 Giants. 2 base runners in this game. Ramos a home run and Wilmer Flores a walk. That's it. 2-0. Fitzgerald hit a fly ball to fairly deep center field, and that's a base hit down the left field line. With the speed of Fitzgerald, he will hit the bag at first and get into second base with a double. So the Giants with their leadoff hitter on for the first time.
He didn't get out of the box that quickly. And really, once he gets it going, though, an easy two-bagger, not a whole lot Gap and Lex can do. He was playing over towards the gap in left center.
That's a great shot, that camera right down the left field line. I think we need to get one of those in our park.
Yeah, I always love it in playoffs when they show you both cameras down each line. Those are nice.
Wade pulls this one in front of Terry Francona. There he is.
There's your camera we're talking about. Great camera crew here in Cincinnati. We're a little biased to our camera people back in the Bay Area, however.
Yeah. Is that a changeup?
Yeah, it was, and that was a good one. And that's what you're pitching for. Runner at second, nobody out. You're pitching for the strikeout, and he gets it on 3 pitches. You're talking about the winds going from the right foul line to the left foul line. Here you see it. Nothing just carrying out to right field. But as you pointed out, Kipe, it does help to the left side. And that's a pretty stiff breeze. The bunting is flapping in the wind out there in right field. Right over the wall in right field is the Ohio River. It's a big river.
Hit high, hit deep, and hit foul.
Hey, look who got it.
Yeah, they didn't really believe today that they were going to get a foul ball. A fastball in, and Adames fouls it straight back. Got him. Well, Martinez has dug deep after the leadoff double.
He was not looking fastball, and this is perfect location as well. Just some paint, and Adames knew it.
One and 0 to Jung-Hoo Lee. There's a strike.
Starting to show that changeup more. As I mentioned, he's got 6 different movements he can give you.
And a base hit down the left field line. Fitzgerald will score easily, and into second base with an RBI double is Jung-Hoo Lee, 2-0.
You know, that was one of the things when we first saw Jung-Hoo Lee last year that impressed us early on. I mean, he used the whole field. Here they stay away with a little backdoor breaking ball, and that's not really a hanger. And Jung-Hoo Lee staying inside it, slices it down for a double that cashes in a run, and puts himself in scoring position. Great at bat.
And
always hurts a little more too when you can do it in a 2-out scenario.
Picks up your teammates Wade and Adames.
both those guys will say thank you at some point today for doing that very thing.
They might actually serve them on the plane.
It's been done before.
Yes, yes it has. You used to make up those games for service.
Rights and service.
Here's Chapman, who takes wide, 1-0.
So not enough just to bring you a beer at the end of the game when you had to tell the guy that he's the best you've ever seen too.
I remember those days. Chapman, high drive, left field, out of here. And that's his first of the year.
That's some two-out thunder right there from Jung Hoo Lee, and now the big swing from Chapman, who turns around a belt-high two-seamer working itself in, and he spins on the inside pitch. I don't know if he got all of it, give you an idea how strong he is, but he knew it was gone.
Here's Ramos, who homered in the 5th. 3 extra base hits here in the 6th. There's a no, not a strike. It's 2-0.
Oh, and if anything, the wind is picked up. You can see when the guy's in this batter's box, you can see his uniform flapping. You know it's whipping.
Well, look, if you can, hit it to left. And get it in the air. Three and 2.
Reds do have some activity in their bullpen. It's Ian Jabot, the right-hander. So what do? After you hit a home run, you come back and talk to your hitting coach.
Who's hit a few in his lifetime? Oh, how about that play? Wow. Well, Martinez will be happy with that play, but not the inning. As Matt Chapman hits his first of the year, and it's bye-bye baby. Giants on top 4-0. Well, opening day is a magical day at Oracle Park, and the Giants open the home season against Seattle next Friday, April 4th. So we'd like to ask you, as this is grounded up the middle for a base hit, I'd like to ask you to be in your seats by 12:45, as there's going to be a pregame ceremony to celebrate 25 years at Oracle Park. Get your tickets, sfgiants.com/opening day. So Lux with the first hit of the game against Robbie Ray. So for Robbie Ray, he will experience throwing this pitch out of the stretch for the first time. And it's Blake Dunn who takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Dunn struck out in the third. Giants lead 4-0. There's a strike. That evens the count. Pitch count is not an issue for Robbie Ray. He's got 64. This is bounce fair. Chapman's got it. He goes the long way, and they got him. He will do this all season long, and then watch the throw. Right on the money. And that's why he's the best at third defensively. And here's Austin Wynns. And on the play, Lux went to second as Wynns takes a strike. Down and in. Almost handcuffed Sam Huff. And Ray will chase back Lux, although Lux did not have much of a lead at all. Swing and a pop-up. That'll be out of play. It's number 69 for Robbie Ray. And now timeout was called, and I guess we have our first pitch clock violation.
And you can't argue with the umpire because the alarm goes off in his ear, and that's it.
You know, the other thing too is that no pitcher, when he's about ready to deliver the ball, wants to have it disturbed.
No, you do not. It upsets your rhythm.
You know, you get hurt. A lot of things can happen. None of it good. Wynn hits one to left, and it's going to go. Gone. His first hit of the year, and it's 4-2.
Yeah, one thing the Giants knew about Austin Wynns is he's got some power, and here he gets a little flat slider hanging out at the belt middle end, and that's right where he likes it.
I mean, here's McLean. So Robbie Ray gets called for the pitch clock violation, and he throws the pitch, and it doesn't count.
Yep.
So I don't think he threw the same pitch.
He didn't. He threw a fastball. And the pitch that was hit out was a hanging slider.
So Robbie Ray bounces that one. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, you got to regroup now. You got to get back on the pitch. I mean, it's real easy to let your concentration go on a ball that got hit out of the ballpark, but you got to let it go, and you got to get back on the pitch you're about to throw. It's important.
Three and one.
Eric Miller getting the red alert. I mean, it's 73 pitches into it, so I mean, Robbie Ray, in all likelihood, this is going to be his last inning anyway.
Hit well into left center field and deep, and that one's gone. And that makes it a 1-run ball game. Is all the runs in this game, except for the home run by Ramos, have been scored here in the 6th.
Take a look at the fastball, middle in, just up there, about 6 inches above the left knee. Boom. And McLean, who's swinging it well right now after a great day yesterday, continues today.
All right, now a message from Visit Humboldt.
Legends suggest locals here have been cultivating the most idyllic getaway destination for centuries. Although Mother Nature has been on the job much longer, no doubt.
So JP Martinez departs, and the hitter is Espinal. Pop up in a ground ball. And it's high. 1 ball and no strikes.
He's had about 3 pitches this inning that he thought he should have gotten a strike with, and he didn't get any of them. And then the clock violation, and all those things are kind of rattling his concentration. Eric Miller's good to go.
Three and 0.
And he will have a green light.
And the walk. And that's going to do it for Robbie Ray, who gets into the 6th inning without allowing a hit. And he's going to depart, allowing 3 runs. And time for a change. Think speedy. Oil change and auto service. Trouble light on. Well, we can fix that. We'll be back.
This telecast is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places. And by Cache Creek Casino Resort, Northern California's premier entertainment destination.
So Eric Miller is your new pitcher, the only lefty the Giants have in their bullpen. And he's facing the switcher, Elly De La Cruz. And the first pitch is low.
The numbers for Eric Miller last year in 73 games, 3.88 ERA, 87 strikeouts in 67 innings.
This is going to fall into left field for a hit. And that'll bring up Encarnacion Strand. So just one out. And that was the great play by Matt Chapman. Strand has struck out twice. And it's just inside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes.
This whole inning, the Reds have been in pretty good hitters counts. Robbie Ray and now Eric Miller falling behind early.
And again.
Now he's got to get in the strike zone here. He doesn't have a base to play with. Not with 1 out. There's 2 out. You had an open third. Yeah, you could use it, but not now with 1 out in a 1-run game. You got to get after him.
Adames fires a shot to first to get to double play, and that's exactly what the Giants needed. All right, here's our game summary brought to you by Toyota. The 6th inning was one where both teams scored 3 times. Each had a 2-run home run in the 6th. Giants did score the run on the Ramos home run in the 5th. Martinez and Robbie Ray both out of the game, and now it's Ian Chabot, who was on to pitch, wins a home run, and McLean a home run. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Trouble light on? Well, we can fix that.
See the numbers for Ian Chabot this year. gave it up in his first appearance. And the Giants hung a loss on him. Mid-90s fastball, a lot of cutters.
2-2. Wilmer goes the other way. And a 3-1 put out. Familiar face. Taylor Rogers in the bullpen for the Reds. You just don't see that many catcher visits anymore to the mound. You see them all the time, but now it's almost like, wow, what's Wins doing out there? Matos is 0 for 2. Takes a strike.
Away, 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 especially guys coming out of the bullpen here in Cincinnati. It's a small ballpark. It favors the hitters. And for the most part, guys don't like getting beat in, especially with long balls, so they'll stay away. If you're going to give up a home run, make them hit it the opposite field. It's the old saying.
And today it would be a tough thing to do because of the wind.
Yeah, the wind today is kind of sewed up right field. Not that you can't hit it out, but you'd have to kill it. And it's unlikely you'd see anybody from the right side do it.
Not close. 2-2.
There was a time with Matos, I mean, you throw it up there and bounce it, I mean, he was going to flail at it. His plate discipline and strike zone knowledge was really apparent through spring training when he had a great spring. He got good pitches to hit.
He jumped on that high fastball, but fouled it straight back. Had a great winter ball in Venezuela.
That was a good pitch, good fight him off to stay alive from Matos. Yeah, I mean, he really took advantage of winter ball. That was the springboard that brought him into camp ready to go. Won him a job.
Couldn't get around on that one as it's popped out to De La Cruz. 2 outs.
I mean, you and I both believe in winter ball. I mean, it really helped our careers.
Yeah, I don't think that I would have had the success I had in the major leagues if it wasn't for winter ball. Certainly not at the beginning.
Plus, it was fun.
Plus, it's fun. You make some money. I mean,
you get to play with guys from other organizations.
I mean, in Wisconsin, what do? You go bowling every night?
Yeah. It's one thing I learned about playing in Chicago and living there in the wintertime is that the bowling alleys, they have leagues that go 24/7. I didn't even know that was legal. I'm not making that up. That's a fact.
How fouls it back?
Can you imagine getting up at 3 in the morning? Yeah, we got to go bowl. It's our league. packed.
Huff out swinging. Good inning for Chabot. Candelario's going to lead it off. Trevino is going to be the new pitcher when it's time for a change. Think speedy, oil change and auto service. Trouble light on, we can fix that.
There you see last year's statistics for Lou Trevino with the Yankees and the A's, a workhorse, 64 outings. You take your at-bats against him, you're going to see two types of fastball. Sinks and cuts the ball, changeup, slider, curveball. He can throw a lot of different looks at you. Trevino, 33 years old. He's just about into his 8th year, the start of it, at the big league level.
Well, get all your highlights, analysis, live updates, podcast episodes, and more. Everything a Giants fan needs, the NBC Sports Bay Area app. You can download it now. The outing for Trevino, his last outing, only outing, was a pretty emotional one for him because he's been out for a couple of years.
Well, it is emotional. There was a time that he didn't know if he was ever going to be able to come back.
So here's Jeimer Candelario.
So a problem with pitch comp. A little insert that goes into.
I'm thinking the last time Trevino pitched, Mike, there was no such thing as a pitch comp.
He was sitting at home hoping he could find out what PitchCom was all about.
Yeah.
Trevino's a big guy. 6'5", 235, out of Slippery Rock University. 11th round pick by the A's in 2013.
And Leo got a piece. He fouls it at home plate. In tight, 1-2. Goes the other way, and Chapman's got it on a short hop. 1 out.
That's great. 43,000 first game of this series, and yesterday 40,000. Today about half of that. You don't want to be the pitcher that pitches the game where you get half of what you saw the previous 2 days, because your teammates will come up to you and say, hey, you can really pack them in, pal.
That's true. Here's Steer. Steer chops this one, and Chapman's going to cut it off and throw on the run.
Not a whole lot gets missed in the clubhouse. It's what you miss when you leave the game as a player.
Here's Lux. Lux lifts one to right. Side retired.
Hang with him.
Four-3 Giants. Top of the 8th inning when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Trouble light on. We can fix that. It's Taylor Rogers.
Take a look at the numbers for Taylor Rogers last year while wearing the Giants uniform. Had a solid season, 2.4 ERA.
Now throwing to an old teammate.
Rogers, 34 years of age. He's got a little more time in the big leagues than Tyler Rogers. This is he's about ready to complete his 9th year in the big league level. Taylor Rogers, he went to the University of Kentucky, so these are familiar stomping grounds here in the Midwest for him. And his brother warms up in the pen.
Fitzgerald doubled right down the third base line in his last at bat. No swing. And a full count. Lamont Wade Jr. on deck. Cued off the end of the bat, and it's De La Cruz, and he's safe. Here's the catch to end the 7th inning.
Yeah, he knew he got away with one.
Yeah, he did.
Gavin Lux, he knew he had one taken away from him by Mother Nature.
An error on De La Cruz in speed at first for the Giants. And here's Wade. And Wade takes one just off the plate. Good lead for Fitzgerald. Boy, those are close pitches, but neither of them called a strike.
And Taylor Rogers is wondering how small is this strike zone. It has been small, but it's been a consistent zone. Manny Gonzalez, the plate umpire, has done a good job.
There's a bunt, and it is a good one. And Rogers is going to throw, and they got him. It'll be a sacrifice, and really a terrific play by Taylor Rogers.
Giants are looking at it. And everything about this footwork has to be perfect. And here's the back end of it. Couldn't really tell. Couldn't see when the glove received the ball. That's close.
So sacrifice puts Fitzgerald at second, and here's Willie Adames.
One more look. And they just did get him by about the length of a spike.
And the runner goes to throw to third, and they got him. Matt Williams is saying, take a look at it.
Yeah, the same thing from Fitzgerald. As he was laying down, he was looking in the dugout saying, we need to see it, and they are going to look at it.
This is the first of the year.
Play here. Throw had plenty of time. It was high.
San Francisco's challenging the outlaw third base.
I don't see it from there. Look like they got him. This may be the best look. Well, he missed
the front arm. Maybe he got the back arm.
Yeah, he gets the right arm, but did he get the left hand in there?
And he's out.
It's got to be very clear that it was not a tag. They're taking a look at Chris Guccione's crew in New York. They're taking a peek at it. It's got to be clear and definite proof. I don't know if there's enough there.
It's the right arm.
Yeah, I don't think it grazed the bill of the helmet.
All right.
You can't tell. I don't
Can't
think
tell
there's
if he
enough
touched his
argument
arm
there
or
to get
not. Well, kind of looks like it did. I would be shocked if this is overturned.
it. I'd say they have a 20% chance of getting this call.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is safe. San Francisco retains the challenge.
Well, I'm sure that they had a better look at it than we did.
Yeah, I didn't see enough there. A remote chance, and yet they get the play, and that is a big play.
And now the
they have a runner
infield,
at third with less than 2 outs.
infield is in for Adames. One ball and one strike. Adames, it's a high fly ball into center field, and with the speed of Fitzgerald, here comes the throw, and it's not going to be close.
Now, Dunn was the best arm they had out there in the outfield. They don't have great arms here in the outfield in Cincinnati. That was their best shot, and it wasn't close. Nice job by Adames to get his first RBI of the year. And that's a big run.
Well, that was the run that was so hard to get last year for the Giants. Here's Lee, nobody on, 2 outs. And a strike. And Lee pulls this one foul. After 2 crowds here of over 40,000 today, on a day that really did look like rain, 14,089 here at the park, but a lively crowd, as they always are in Cincinnati, as this is slowly hit, and Lee's got a shot, and he'll beat it out. Once it got past Rogers, it was going to be tough.
Well, it's tough for Rogers, the left-hander, because his momentum's going over towards the third base line, so he's got to unwind and try and run it down. The point you make, once it got past him, McLean, the second baseman, had none chance.
Skipper Terry Francona comes out. Here's what Mike's talking about. So Francona's going to use the bullpen. So Rogers departs. We'll let you know who's coming in when we come back. Giants lead 5-3. Giants are leading 5-3. John Filer in the background. Hey, John. We've worked with John here in Cincinnati a long time. The new pitcher is Scott Barlow, and the hitter is Matt Chapman. And Chapman takes low and away. Is Austin Wins thought he had a strike.
You see a lot of fastballs and sliders from Barlow. Good season last year in Cleveland.
Not close. 2-0.
Big tall guy, 6'3", 210, but I mean very, very compact throwing motion. I mean, he really gets into a high position. I don't think his hand goes below his belt when he's taking it back to get ready to throw.
Look out. It's 3-0. Well, Chapman will have the green light. He had a long home run in the 6th. And a walk. This was the home run in the 6th.
They made the pitch. I mean, Martinez put it right there in the inside corner with movement running in towards Chapman, but he managed to get barrel on it, and as strong as he is, see you later.
Out of play.
He was on that slider.
Every once in a while, when one of us will say the hitter beat a guy to the spot, that's a really good example of it. Outside to even the count. Line drive, that's a base hit. Here comes Lee and the throw home. No cutoff man, or barely one. And coming in to score is Lee.
And Gavin Lux does not have.
That throw has got to go to third.
He didn't have enough arm to challenge Jung-Hoo Lee's speed. And look, mirror, he got a 2-out break. He's going on contact. And you're right. I mean, that's a mistake. Weak throw.
Here's Wilmer Flores. Now runners at the corners. And a strike. Terry Francona has used 4 pitchers today. And Barlow's the 4th. Towards the hole. And De La Cruz to end the inning. Giants score twice. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-3 San Francisco.
All right, time now for our Ultimate Performer, brought to you by your Bay Area BMW Centers. 1 year ago today, Jung-Hoo Lee hit his first Major League home run, an 8th inning shot off of Tom Cosgrove at Petco Park. It gave the Giants a 4-1 lead. And that is our Ultimate Performer, brought to you by your Bay Area BMW Centers.
So here's the other Rogers brother. He throws to Blake Dunn, and it's a strike. Mike Yastrzemski is now in right field. Giants with a 6-3 lead. Swing. He ain't gonna miss. Mentioned Yaz in right. And this is going to work its way right through the infield. How about that?
Nice bat control going the other way. I think that's exactly what he had in mind.
Reds are going to use a pinch hitter. Jacob Hurtubise is the pinch hitter. And a strike.
You know, against most pitching styles, you're going to go there and have your at bat. You're going to have a plan as to how you're going to get after it. But Tyler Rogers can mess with a guy because you don't see submarine pitchers very often. And with these guys, you got to have a different plan.
And that's why he can be effective against left-handed hitters, right-handed hitters. One and two.
Take a look at how low he goes with his delivery, about a foot off the ground. Sometimes he can even go lower. The rubber band man.
And a bit high. 2-2. Top of the order, Matt McLean to follow. Foul back.
Was his chance with the 2-2 count to try and wrap around the backside, going backdoor with that big frisbee breaking ball. Now the 3-run lead, he's got to throw a strike here.
Headed our way and just above us.
One that Tyler Rogers, he questioned the call from Manny Gonzalez, asked him where was it? Was it up? Gonzalez said yes. I don't think Tyler Rogers was buying it.
Well, it wasn't up, it was outside. So here's Matt McLean.
You know, the problem with that is a 3-2 pitch. You throw up a pitch to the catcher and he doesn't move his glove. You want that pitch. McLean, not an easy guy to double up either. He runs well.
On 2.
And that is the breaking ball that actually rises. I mean, physicists for the longest time say it's impossible to make a ball rise. Well, not when you throw from the submarine style. And it is a funky looking pitch when it's coming to you. Tries it again. Easy take. You don't want to give easy takes 0-2, 1-2, and he's giving them 2.
Well, they had McLean out in front. McLean fouls it back. It stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little tapper, and Rogers will get the out with McLean hustling down the line. Both runners advance, and here's Espinal. Here's a strike. Giants play the infield back, obviously. They will give up that run at third on a ground ball.
Beauty of a 3-run lead.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Pokes at that one, and he hits it out of play.
That was a fight him off swing to stay alive, and a pretty good emergency swing. Got to have a good emergency swing if you're going to do well up here.
Get the out at first, and they get the out at third, and that's a double play.
Oh, man.
I thought at first Corey Blazer called the runner at third safe, but he did not, and that'll end the inning. Giants with a 6-3 lead. Brent Suter is the new pitcher, lefty, facing Mike Yastrzemski, and there's a call strike. He has hitting for the first time today. Fouls this one back, and it's 0-2.
See the numbers for Brent Suter, who went to high school here in Cincinnati.
It's a good number.
Last season, good solid year.
Outside corner, or outside, not the corner, to Yaz. 1-2.
Suter, you're not going to see a lot of velocity. I mean, it's not even at 90 on an average.
And the 3-1 putout. Never take this guy for granted. Take a look at this play, Mike.
Well, he sees the play right in front of him, and that's a Hurtubise makes a running mistake. You can't run into that play. He leaves the baseline. I mean, he may have been called out on that. We didn't see the call from the third base umpire, but the tag is clear, and then he comes through and completes the play. That ends the inning. That's a Gold Glove play.
Wow.
What a time to do it.
Huff way out in front. Camilo Duvall is in the Giants bullpen. There's a strike. Huff hits this one out of play.
It's great when you make a defensive play like Chapman. Everybody in that dugout lights up and they're smiling. I mean, nothing fuels a defensive player who takes great pride in this game like Chapman does for that reaction when you can light your teammates up. Very cool.
Huff out looking. Here's Tyler Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's had a nice game, and look, with his speed, he reaches on an error in the 8th, and that got things going. Here's a bunt. And this is slung down the right field line, and now Fitzgerald realizes that it gets by everybody, and he's going to go into second.
Now, you know, as a pitcher, you're going to have to hurry it because of the location of the bunt. And for a left-hander, it's a little bit easier because his momentum's coming to the plate, but I don't know if he ever had a grip on that ball. That's a big league goose job right there.
I think we heard hit E1.
That's what I had.
Lamont Wade with a swing and a miss. Wade looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. Lifts this one into center field, and it'll be done. Side retired. No runs, a hit in air, 1 left. Bottom of the 9th coming up. We've reached the bottom of the 9th inning. Giants with a 3-run lead as Camilo Duvall comes into the game.
His year last year, 23 saves and 28 opportunities. And but had a consistency with his mechanics all year long. It really affected his command. He hit 39 walks last year in 59 innings, and that's too many. 78 strikeouts, that's awesome in 59 innings, but 39 walks really led him to have a bit of a disappointing year. He fell out of favor and lost his star closing job. But here, an opportunity for a save.
Bailey now catching. Here's De La Cruz, who takes it for a strike. Boy, pounds that outside corner at the knees, and it's a quick 0-2.
Two perfect pitches.
Comes back. This one wide. 1-2. Bailey, as we mentioned, behind the plate. Two and two.
Well, that's a good pitch. Heading to count 1-2. You bounce that slider. You've got a guy who wants to swing it. De La Cruz, his reputation for, I mean, he will chase, especially below the strike zone from the left side.
Got him.
Like that. I like that call from Bailey. He backed it up. It's a good take in the 1-2 count. Comes back in at a 2-2. Again, he didn't have to come into the strike zone, and he gets the aggressive swinger to help him out.
Encarnacion Strand. The pitch is called high.
Patrick Bailey misses first inning catching, and he's already going, hey, Manny Gonzalez, what's up with that? That's a strike.
There's a strike. And this is diving and catching in left field is Ramos.
That is a great play. And you can see the jump he has. And he realizes he's going to have to close with a dive. And completely sails out and gets a big out. I mean, he's almost parallel to the ground.
Candelario takes a strike. Swing. Gonna miss. Nothing in two.
Take one more look at defensive perfection. He didn't have a straight route to the ball. The sinking line drives are tough to judge. The fact is, he closed on it and made the play. Great effort.
Fitzgerald. Wade. And that's the ball game. So on this Sunday afternoon on getaway day, the winner of this game wins the series. And the Giants, behind a really good start by Robbie Ray, and then the long ball and some good overall play, get the win.
Well, and a clean game defensively, and some great two-strike, two-out hitting in this ball game. And the Giants win their opening series on the road, and that's momentum going into Houston.